Hello, my friends. Welcome to a quick warm up you can use before pretty much any movement. If you're looking for just a full body experience that isn't too intense to start, that is what we're going to do today. So we're going to start with the feet, doing some ankle circles. I like to actually pick up my foot off the ground, and you can hold on to a wall for support to do this. This can also be done seated. Let's do about 5 circles in each direction, taking your time to get as big of a range of motion as possible. Really articulate your feet here. Once we get 5 or so in each direction, we're going to move on to the knees. For this one, you're going to stand with your feet pretty close together. Definitely want your knees to be touching, even if your feet aren't. And then we're going to take a little baby squat, and we're going to move the knees in a circle, nice and slow. If this feels a little iffy for you, or if you tend to have knee pain, this does not need to be an aggressive movement. It can be a very slight bend. Let's do 3 to 5 circles and then go the other way. Then we're going to move up into the hips, sitting up with the feet a little bit further apart now, and just pretend like you're doing a hula hoop, minus the hula hoop. I never learned how to hula hoop, so this is as good as I'm going to get. Let's do about 5 and then go the other way. And if you want, you can really exaggerate the circle, make it really dramatic. And then next we're going to go into some shoulder circles. So big squeeze, ears trying to touch your shoulders, and then moving the shoulders back behind you and down and forward. Again, big range of motion. Make as big of a circle as you can. Do 3 to 5, and then we'll go back the other way. Once you get those, we're going to move into elbow circles. So holding your arms out like this, and then pretending like you can't move your biceps. You can't move your upper arm at all. Gonna let that forearm circle around the elbow, do about 3 to 5. Once you find the groove, you can go a little faster, and then you're gonna go back the other way. I always feel like a stick figure when I do this, and then we're gonna move into wrist circles, taking the hands, making a nice big circle with the wrist. If you tend to have wrist pain, definitely take your time with this so that you can get into all the nooks and crannies. You may wanna do more than 5. And next up, we're going into some rocking. So what I want you for sure to do is some rocking on your feet. With your feet right underneath you, you're just going to send your weight into the ball of your foot, slightly lift your heel off the ground, almost like you were going to do a calf raise, but you don't quite get there. So just rocking forward and then rocking back, lifting the toes off the ground. If that stresses you out a little bit, feel free to hold on to a wall, but see if you can use your balance and just go back and forth. And I love using this to warm up your feet. If you feel up to it, or you're really focusing on a lot of like foot and ankle stuff today, or if you're going to do any hopping or jumping or running, maybe add that calf raise as a little extra warmth. Let's do like 10 of these. And then we're going to do some rocking on hands and knees. If hands and knees don't feel great for you, I recommend rolling up your mat so you have some extra padding like this, or doing it in bed. So you have lots of cushion. We're just going to send the hips back and forth a few times. Again, for the wrists, if the wrists don't feel good here, pad them up so it's a little less intense. You can also make fists or hold some small dumbbells in your hands so that there's less pressure on your hands itself. Try that for a few. And then we're going to do what's called thoracic spine rotation. So that just means the upper half of your back is rotating. The easiest way to do that from the rocking position is to take one hand, put it right underneath your face, put the other hand on the back of your head, and then rotate that elbow towards the ceiling as high as you can, and then towards the floor. Open and closed. Do like 5 of those. If this feels really intense for you, you can also do it on a wall. Pretend there's a wall in front of me. Hand goes on the wall. Hand goes on the back of your head. Same motion. You're just not putting as much pressure on your hands. Try that. Do about 5 on each side. When you're done with that, we're going to do a plank to hinge. So again, this can be done on the floor or on the wall. If you want to do it on the wall, imagine your wall is in front of you. Hands are on the wall like so to make an L shape or a greater than sign. Big stretch through your hips, leaning on those hands. If you're on the floor, if you can do a high plank, make sure your shoulders are right on top of your hands at the top, And then send your butt towards the ceiling. Press your ears between your biceps and then come forward with an exhale. So inhale here, exhale, push forward. Let's do about 5 to 10 of those, just depending on how much you want to do. And then the final thing that we're going to do is marching. This is going to get your blood pumping. And as we're marching, think about pushing down through the foot that's on the floor, but also up through the knee that's lifting. So you have opposing motions happening. Always going up and down, trying to keep the torso nice and steady. If you have weights with you, you could hold on to some dumbbells or kettlebells, add a little spice. And let's do about 10 on each side. By the time you're done with this, you should feel warm and ready to go.